everyone. Welcome to this new episode of our Student Spotlight series, where we are able to showcase some of the work our past students have done. I'm Charlotte, one of the outreach coordinators here at CCIR, and it's our pleasure today to have Mert with us, who did one of our Future Scholars Program courses. So firstly, can you just introduce yourself? So tell us where you're from, what year you are in school, and then which course you took.
Hello, so my name is Mert. I'm from Istanbul. I study at SEV American College. I'm currently a 12th grader. Also in the IB curriculum. Besides school, I'm also a professional tennis player for 12 years.
Great. And then we'll talk a bit about the course that you did in the Future Scholars Program. So firstly, can you tell us the title of your course and then give a general overview of what it was about?
Yeah, so my title of my course is Human Intelligence, the Building Blocks of Cognitive Psychology. So my course was about the general terms of cognitive psychology and how scientists use tests to evaluate people in the area of cognitive psychology. We learned about memory, executive functions, and also neuroanatomic terms. Yeah.
Great. And then what interested you in taking this course?
Yeah, so cognitive psychology is one of my favorite areas of interest in psychology. Last year, I took an AP course in psychology, and cognitive psychology was the area that I wanted to do research and delve deeper in.
Great. So now we'll shift into discussing what your research topic was about for your particular paper. So can you tell us maybe the title or just kind of the general gist of what you looked into?
Mhm. So my research paper is titled "The Impact of Multilingualism on Cognitive Processes such as Memory, Executive Function, and Neural Aging in Adults." The primary focus of my paper was to explore how multilingualism affect various cognitive functions such as memory and executive function in adults. Uh, yeah,
Interesting. And what type of research did you conduct, and what was your process of finding data?
So I used the technique literature review, where I analyzed and synthesized data from existing studies. I mainly used academic databases such as Upper Info and Google Scholar to find studies comparing monolingual and multilingual individuals across various cognitive domains. Uh, but one of the challenges I encountered during this process was the vast amount of research on multilingualism because many researchers are currently and previously did this topic. Yeah.
And can you walk us through your findings?
Yeah. So one of my key findings of my research was that multilingual individuals generally outperform monolinguals in several cognitive tasks, um, like particularly those related to memory and executive function. Uh, for instance, multilinguals tend to perform better on the Stroop test, which actually measure inhibitory control, a crucial element of executive function. Additional to this, also multilinguals demonstrates the better performance in task switching and problem-solving tasks, which actually reflects their cognitive flexibility. Another significant finding was that multilingualism plays in the delaying on the onset of the disease of Alzheimer's. This delay is thought to be due to a concept known as cognitive reserve, where multilingual individuals build up greater neural reserves, protecting them against the effects of neural aging. Also, the neuroimaging studies further supported my findings. They show that multilinguals have greater gray matter density in the areas of brain that is associated with language and cognitive control, such as like the prefrontal cortex and the left inferior parietal cortex.
And was this kind of what you were expecting to find, or were any of your findings surprising to you?
No, they weren't surprising. Previously thought before my research that multilinguals uh, have better cognitive functions compared to monolinguals because I previously thought that multilinguals and learning many languages and speaking them fluently is benefiting you in real cognitive tasks.
Yeah, definitely. And then my last question about your particular paper, can you walk us through what your publication process has been like so far? How has CCIR helped you with that and where you are currently in the process?
Yeah, so after finishing my paper, my professor evaluated my paper and had lots of comments on it. I did my editing according to my professor's comment, and then I submitted my paper for the evaluation form. After the evaluation form, I also made my second edits, and after the paper was finalized, I sent it for publication, and now the CCR team is evaluating my paper for I think the final publication.
Great. So now we're going to shift to discussing just your general experience with CCIR. So firstly, can you tell us what your experience was in the program doing a high-level research project like this as a high school student?
Yeah, so doing like college level research, I think allows you to delve deep into your favorite area interest, whether it's psychology or another area in life. I think like if you are passionate about your topic, research is essential for you to acquire advanced knowledge. Because after a certain period of time, like the beginner knowledge is not enough. I think you need to delve deep and find your interests, because I think every area in life has a vast amount of information, but you cannot cover it all, but at least you can cover some part of it.
And then what was the research process and your experience in the course compared to papers or projects that you've done in other courses in your high school?
Yeah, so like under the guidance of our professors, both our supervisor and our teaching assistant, uh, this program was, I think, more professional than what I did outside the program. Because when you have a teaching assistant and the professor supervising you, you do each step correctly, and actually you finalize your paper more fluently. Outside this program, I also did a research by myself, and you have to learn everything by yourself, and you don't have anyone to supervise you. Yeah, supervising actually helps.
And then with your experience in the Future Scholars Program, which is our group course, can you tell us what your experience was like working with the other students?
Yeah, so working with other students was, I think, beneficial for me. We did group discussions, shared ideas, and the most important aspect, I think, everyone has a different culture and perspective on ideas. And in a course like cognitive psychology, everyone has a different perspective, which you can also consider when writing your paper. Also, we shared our papers in our course, and everyone had comments, which I found pretty interesting because everyone said something different, but everyone was also correct. So I tried to integrate their ideas into my paper.
Right. And then my next question is about kind of how your relationship was with your mentors. So can you tell us how your mentors guided you through, so your mentor and your TA guided you through the transition between the first half of the course, which is more focused on the theory and learning the subject, into the more research-oriented half of the course?
Yeah, so the first part of the course was actually listening to presentations and gathering the important information for my research project. And I also needed that information and presentations to decide which area of cognitive psychology I would be focusing on. After the presentation phase, the in the research phase, our teaching assistant and our professor both helped me like in the process of finalizing my research question, how the appropriate research question. And we also did a lot of discussions with them about my research method. I tend I would normally do a systematic review, but they told me that systematic reviews are more problematic compared to literature ones. So yeah, formalizing the research question and deciding the methodology was like, I think, the most important aspects that I discussed with them.
Great. And then just a few more questions. Firstly, do you think that this course has given you any insights into your future, maybe how it's shaped how you think of your path moving forward, either in terms of your career or what you want to study in uni or anything like that?
Yeah, so after college, I want to be a clinical psychologist, and to be a clinical psychologist, I think the most important thing to study is, first of all, clinical psychology and then cognitive psychology, because without understanding how your cognitive abilities work and how your brain works, it's impossible for you to be a psychotherapist. Yeah.
Right. And then the last question, what would you say to someone who asked you what the value of doing a project or a program like this is, especially for a high school student?
Yeah, so especially as a high school student, it it's a really good experience in CCIR, because I think that every process is supervised by experts in their fields, which actually supports you as a student when you are doing research. Even if you don't know anything about research, or don't know the processes, they help you with your paper, guide you formalizing a research question, and choose the appropriate methodology for you to for your paper.
Great. So that was the end of our interview. Thank you so much for chatting to me, and congratulations again on your nomination to our Spotlight series.
Thank you very much. Thank you.